that we're all on the same page and able to close the quarterback run lanes when he's trying to escape, and then come in there and clean it up.
I love what I've seen from this pass rush so far. There's so much speed, particularly on the edge. Cam's gotten back there. Braylon's gotten back there. You've gotten back there a lot. How good can this group be in getting after the pass of the season?
There's only one way to keep going, and is keep climbing, be the best in the nation, and that's what we're aiming to be.
Guys, go ahead for Anthony.
Anthony, congratulations. Sean Cody in the booth, congratulations on the win, bud. Obviously, 2 sacks is great on the day. We saw you in a little different position, not coming off that edge, working you on third downs in the middle. How comfortable are you at the stand-up kind of linebacker, defensive tackle/defensive tackle? It looks like you were pretty productive at that.
Yeah, it's been something we've been working a lot since I've been here, at least with Lynn and the new scheme, and now it's just been great to finally put it to use and be able to out there and execute and at least get some production off of it now for the first time, running it like that in the game.
Looked like at halftime, coach probably got after you guys out. The pass rush looked good all day, but giving up a little bit in the run and then the breakdown and coverage on the end. What was that halftime speech like? So you guys came out a little stronger in the second half.
Just knowing that we're doing a lot of things that we're like slipping by, giving them runs. They're not earning anything, so we're just trying to come up with a plan to close all those sealed gaps, or seal all those gaps that's hidden in defense, and making sure our defense doesn't think that we're doing good just because of the scoreboard. But if you watch the tape, it's saying something else. So we're just going over the film, making sure that we're still playing smart and reading our keys and staying assignment, sound football.
Hey, Anthony, John Jackson up in the booth. Hey, D'Anton Lynn, I love all the things that he does. For you guys to get pressures and stuff, is there a lot left in the bag? Has he hasn't emptied the bag yet, right, in terms of the blitzes, stunts, and pressures that you guys can bring?
Yeah, we haven't even scratched the surface. There's a lot more stuff
That's
coming.
what I want to hear.
Yeah.
Hey, Pete Arbogast upstairs. And more of a statement than a question, but I'd like you to respond to the statement that I make. 2 games for USD's defense, 9 sacks, which is leading the Big Ten and 3rd in the country, 21 tackles for loss, leading the Big Ten, top 10 in the country. Must be a big swelling of the chest for your group and the linebackers and the whole defense as a whole.
We just like to keep it humble and know that we still ain't nothing yet, so we still got a lot of work to do.
Well, I think that's not quite true. I think that's quite something. It really is. If you're leading the Big Ten after 2 weeks in sacks and tackles for loss, that's pretty good. Let's get after them again next week against Purdue on the road. First road test, first Big Ten game. Going to be a fun week.
Yes, sir. Can't wait.
Anthony Lucas with Jordan Moore down in the locker room right now. This is the Modelo Locker Room Report. We'll come back with more after these messages on the ESPN LA USC Trojans Media Network.
A Jersey Mike's Sub Bowl is any sub without the bread. They're great anywhere.
So you can have a Mike's Chicken Philly Sub Bowl on the beach?
Sure can.
Or a BLT Sub Bowl when you're at the airport?
Absolutely.
So I can have a turkey provolone Sub Bowl on a date with my mom's lifelong best friend?
Are you sure it's a good idea?
Linda knows how to handle me.
Yeah, it's like we've known each other forever.
Because you have, Linda. Your favorite sub in a bowl for any time, anywhere. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of USC Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
The road is calling. Embrace the thrill of the drive with the fully electric Audi Q6 e-tron. Featuring effortless power, serious acceleration, and advanced Audi tech. The next chapter of Audi is here. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
Visit SoCalAudiDealers.com for more information. This is USC football on the home of the Trojans. 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app. Your destination for LA sports. Fight on!
By the way, individually defensively for the Trojans, Eric Gentry, to no one's surprise, led the Trojans in tackles with 10. He had a sack, 2 for Lucas, as we mentioned, 1 for Cameron Fountain, 4 for SC, none. No touches back there, no sacks for Georgia Southern's defense on Jaden Mayava and Hassan Longstreet. 8 tackles for loss for SC, only 2 for Georgia Southern. Back down to the locker room on the Modelo Locker Room Report. Here's Jordan Moore.
Well, this is exciting for us. We got the quarterback, Jaden Mayava. Usually he's in there on the big press conference stage, but I guess he earned a break for the night, and you're just stuck to talking with us, which
Slumming
is,
it.
Trust me, this will be a lot easier. A nice night for the offense, 750-plus yards. What did you think of the unit as a whole?
Yeah, we did a great job. I mean, in my opinion, we started off a little slow, and, I take full responsibility of that. But I think we had a cleaner second half, like Coach Riley said. But we did a great job trusting it and, putting our best foot forward.
There's a lot of weapons on this offense, but, man, what is it like to throw to Mekhi Lemon and Jacoby Lane? Both of them showed the type of things that they're capable of. You put a ball up anywhere in Jacoby's radius, and he's coming down with it, and then you just get the ball in Mekhi's hand, and he's running away from everybody. It has to be quite a luxury for a quarterback.
Yeah, it's probably, they make my job easier. I just got to be there and be able to deliver some plays I want back so I can get them the ball quicker. But I think, it's the best duo I've ever seen or played with.
Could you see the one-handed catch or just hear the ooze from the Coliseum?
I just heard the oohs and ahs from the Coliseum, honestly. So I just kind of threw it up. I knew I had my one-on-one matchup. I like my one-on-one matchups anytime I see 8 out there. So, yeah.
You've probably seen a few of those in practice, I am sure. Guys, go ahead for Jaden.
Jaden, Sean Cody in the booth. We saw you. Congratulations on the win, buddy. We saw you after the Mekhi touchdown, sprinting on down there, man. Celebrate with him. What's it like to get in there with the end zone with Mekhi and celebrate that big throw?
Yeah, it's fired up. Shoot, I wish my O-line was kept up with me so I can celebrate with them as well. But they're getting ready for a field goal, so I was ready to off the sideline to go celebrate with them as well.
Well, Jaden, what was the goal coming into this game? Obviously, you played some teams here that you maybe be overmatched a little bit. What was the goal after the first week and how good you guys did? What was the goal coming into this one?
I think just having that next play mentality and, super big on one-week seasons. That was a great game we played last week, but we're past it and we're on to the next. And just like this one, we're on to Purdue on the road. So, yeah.
Hey, Jaden, John Jackson up in the booth.
What's up, John?
Hey, I'm a receiver, but you guys are the rushing yards and the effectiveness of the running backs has been exceptional. I know as a receiver I want the ball, but the running game, how much easier does that make your job when the running game is effective, especially hitting receivers, whether it be down the middle, Blake McCree getting involved with the passing game, and
yeah.
How much easier does it make it when the running game is going as it has been the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, a lot easier. You guys see the running back room. We're deep in there, and when everybody's healthy, we're on it. So I can't wait for next week.
Hey, it's Pete Arbogast upstairs. Let's talk a little bit about 14 receivers last week catching passes and 11 this week catching passes. Many times you see, especially high school and college quarterbacks, you get a favorite guy or two and you kind of zero in on those guys. That doesn't seem to be the case here.
Yeah, shoot, everybody, the receiver does such a great job. Jacoby and Lem just do an awesome job leading the boys in there and just being, getting them ready for when the ball comes their way and just make spectacular plays and just go out there and execute plays.
Jaden, what's the difference between your game at the end of last year and who you are now?
I think just, having that next play mentality on taking care of the ball and, just celebrating with my teammates when I can and keeping everybody level-headed and, keeping that neutral mindset.
Tell me about the kid. He looks pretty good. Longstreet?
Yeah, no doubt. Shoot, you said it. He looks pretty good, and he's going to be really good. So, yeah.
Look forward to it. Good days ahead. All right, Purdue is next. Big Ten time. Let's have some fun this week at practice, but let's get at them next week. It all starts for real.
Why not? Let's do it.
All right, Jaden Mayava, starting quarterback for SC. How do you do tonight, might you ask? 16 for 24, just 412 yards and 4 touchdowns in, like 3 quarters of play? So he's played 5 quarters, 700 yards, 6 touchdowns. That's pretty good. Pretty good so far.
Got to be leading the country in every stat available.
Yeah, he's number 1 in a bunch already coming into this game. All right, well, when we go back down, they're just about to finish up the Lincoln Riley press conference. So when we go back down, when we come back here, we'll probably be going down to Lincoln Riley, but for a few moments we might talk amongst ourselves. So we'll do that after this. Trojans win over Georgia Southern 59-20 UCLA still trailing UNLV 30-20 with 6:48 to go. Bruins have the ball out at midfield. Back after these messages on the ESPN LA USC Trojans Football Media Network.
Invesco QQQ is the official ETF partner of the USC Trojans. The future isn't scary. Not realizing its potential, however, could be. To build a championship team, you don't just look at what you've got. You have to realize the potential of each recruit, transfer, and prospect. Only by seeing the potential of one player do you make the team its strongest. Let's rethink possibility. Invesco Distributors, Inc. Love staying ahead of the game with the latest tech? Meet Helium Mobile, the first phone carrier powered by the people. Experience coverage from the nation's largest 5G network and a network built by people like you. For just $20 a month, get unlimited talk, text, and data. Plus, earn crypto for contributing to the network, which you can use to pay your phone plan. Whether you're a USC Trojans fan, student, employee, or just trying to save a buck on your phone bill, Helium Mobile is for you. Make the switch today at HelloHelium.com. Fight on.
Having a high-yield savings account at USC Credit Union has its advantages, perks, and benefits. Like the fact that USC Credit Union members can get significantly higher interest rates than the national average for savings accounts. That's an advantage. Plus, you have the option to open your account with as little as $100. That's a perk. And you'll have peace of mind knowing that your hard-earned savings are insured up to a whopping $15 million. That's a benefit. Visit usccreditunion.org and start growing your savings today. Federally insured by NCUA.
You're listening to USC Football on the home of the Trojans. 710 ESPN. Fight on.
59-20 SC over Georgia Southern. The band is gone. The fans are leaving on high school band day. Some of them stayed around for the band concert at the end, and they're fixing up the field for the next game, which is a couple of weeks away against Michigan State. A roadie is next at Purdue, and we will be there with you next weekend. Right now, we'll be with Jordan Moore down in the locker room as the Modelo Locker Room Report continues. Jordan.
Yeah, I've got the head coach, Lincoln Riley. Coach, 755 total yards of offense today. Somebody's going to tell me that that's the first time we've done that in a long time when they go through all the numbers and figure it out. What did you think of the offense as a whole today?
Well, we made some explosive plays. I thought our O-line played well. Allowed us to get the run game going. Aside for the turnover and really the end of the half drive, we played, pretty clean ball. Definitely played more clean in the run game than week one, so it's good to see that. And then, had some really good run after the catches that busted it open.
We talked at halftime. I thought the defense came out really sharp to start the third quarter. I'm sure that there were some things that they wanted to clean up after that first half. What did you think of their response and the way that they finished the game?
Yeah, we just the penalties were really kind of got drives started for them. We had them in some backed up situations, and then the penalties were the story of the game. We gave up a couple of fade balls that our leverage and our technique has got to be better. But the biggest disappointment is that because felt like we had them pinned down a lot and just didn't. You just can't let teams off the hook when you got them like that. So we've got to play more discipline. That was a big point at halftime, and thought the guys came out in the second half and did that at a high level, especially there in the third quarter.
Guys, go ahead for Coach.
Coach, congratulations on the big win tonight. Coach, how do I get King Miller some more runs, Coach? Can we get this guy on the field? What the heck? Just scores touchdowns.
I told you, every day, one big run. So he's done an awesome job with it. Proud of him, man. He's a good runner. Those lines he's been in there with some of the young linemen on his runs. Those guys have done some really good stuff. So, he's got a real bright future in this program and just keeps producing. So as long as he does that, he's going to keep getting better and better.
Quite a problem to have with all those backs back there, Coach. It sounds like I've already heard from the guys a little bit. I've heard the message of taking this thing on the road. The next one's coming up. A lot of struggles last year on the road. Seems like the message is already kind of being spread throughout the team. Hey, we got a road team. What's this message been about getting out to the road and getting this first big road win?
Well, it's a great challenge for us. I mean, that's what great teams do. They find a way to win on the road, and that's typically what separates teams. Most teams win their home games. Great teams win their road games, and so. I think this team is excited about the challenge, the opportunity. We've identified some areas where we want to be better, just in every single way, the way we play, coach, travel, prepare, everything. So excited to really put that to the test and get on the road and start Big Ten play.
Hey, Coach, John Jackson up in the booth. I wanted to ask you, if you go back before the Missouri State game, was it by design that you got so many receivers involved in the passing game before the season? Was that by design? These first 2 games, that's one of the things that you want. If you had a list, some of the things you want to check off the list was to get a lot of receivers involved, because now you don't know where the ball's going as the defense. It makes the pass blocking a lot easier. Was that by design to get everybody, this many receivers involved this early?
Well, we were hoping, John, to be able to play some different guys here early and kind of see what we had, try to really test our depth and playmaking ability there, and then when we've separated in a few of these games, we've been able to play some of those guys even more, which has been great. So no, it is. It's great. It's great to see. It's great to evaluate. It's great to develop those guys. And yeah, I mean, I think we've got a good skill set of guys, and we're going to need all those guys. It's a long year. There's going to be different ebbs and flows, and the more guys you have ready to step up and contribute, the better position you're going to be in the long run.
Yeah, I just wondered if it was to make sure you keep everybody happy, because I know when I was playing, if they didn't throw me the ball, I'd be pouting. So they got me the ball just so I would play it 100%. So I was wondering if you were trying to avoid a player like of that nature.
Well, we wouldn't have let you pout with us, John. So, okay. But no, listen, you want – it's always a fine line. Like, you want guys that want the ball and want to make plays. I mean, that's – if you have receivers that don't want it and aren't passionate about it, you got the wrong wideouts. But it also always got to be in the – in the constraints of the team, and that's what's cool. Is not just them making plays, but you see how hard they're playing down the field when other guys have the ball in their hands, and that's what you want. Is make the most of your opportunities, and then go play your tail off when somebody else is getting the opportunity.
It's tough for these guys who were great, all of them in high school, to stand on the sideline and watch a football game. But everyone played again. Everybody was healthy, played again in this game, and that's gotta make all your guys feel like they belong, like they're part of the team, like they really matter.
It's huge. It's huge. It's great for morale. It's great just for the vibe of the locker room. It's just awesome for these guys to get these opportunities. It is. So now these are valuable, and now it's time to take it on the road.
Last year, and hate to be a negative Nelly, but I usually am. Life on the road in the Big Ten was not good for us, and everybody knows that. What do you do as a coaching staff? Do you do anything? Do you pay attention to last year at all, or how do you handle that?
Well, sure, you pay attention to it. I mean, there's kind of 2 parts of it. It's not like we got our ass kicked on the road.
Right,
I mean, we had a chance to win every single road game that we played.
Right.
So we did some really good things on the road, but we've got to go finish. We've got to go put teams down when we get the chance to. We got to go play well in clutch time and do things just as a whole better. So, but we're not the same football team. Not even close. So excited to get out there.
That might be the difference maker in this year's team when we look back at it in November and December and January, that this team is going to be the one that's able to finish like last year's team wasn't able to do.
That's right.
We're looking forward to that. Hey, we'll see you at West Lafayette, Indiana, Garden Spot of Indiana.
Here we go. Fight on.
Looking forward to it. All right, that was the final word with head coach Lincoln Riley.
That was the final word from head coach Lincoln Riley. Brought to you by Smart & Final.
Smart & Final is a proud sponsor of USC Athletics, and they're ready to help you add some serious flavor to your game day snack spread.
Back down to the locker room. Jordan Moore standing by with a final comment from his perspective on tonight's game.
Yeah, I think there's going to be people that nitpick this game. I don't think I'm going to be one of them, to be honest. They ultimately handled their business in a big way. On the scoreboard, they put up just a ton of offense, and defense was a little bit up and down, particularly in the first half, and there were some penalties, and it looked a little bit like what I was feared a little bit, which is just when you have 2 of these games in a row, are you going to be quite as sharp in both of them? And they didn't seem quite as sharp in the first half in particular. But I will be stunned if we even mention this game when the season is over. It all starts next week. This team needs to prove that it can fly and win a game in the Big Ten. They were not able to do that, as you said, last year, but this is a whole new group and a clean slate in that regards, and Purdue's kind of a good place to start. It was a very winnable game next week. Purdue finished at the bottom of the league last year, so I think they're improved. I think they have a pretty good pass offense. There'll be a test, but it's kind of a nice step up. You're not all of a sudden jumping up to the top class of the league. This is a very winnable game, and I look for them to get it done next week.
All right, talk to you next week. Thanks for the work tonight.
Thanks so much.
All right, Sean.
Pete.
We were, like I said at the start of the post-game show, a little freaked out at halftime, maybe. Even though the score was 31-13, you're feeling okay, but we weren't feeling okay necessarily. And then it got better. There were tons of 3-and-outs. The defense was playing great. The offense was playing great. Everything in the second half felt to me like the coaches got on them a little bit.
Yeah, I think especially defense. I'm always probably more critical of the defense than anything. But whenever you let a team rush up the middle 3-4 times in a game and they hit you right at the heart of the defense, that doesn't matter who you're playing. That's going to hurt, and that's something that can't happen. So those are got to clean up plays. We've seen it last week. We saw a couple of runs break. So those are definitely plays that there's a thing here. Let's shut this thing down before we get this thing rolling. So that's an issue they got to fix. The back end has struggled a couple times in some breakdowns in coverage, so that's a concern. I mean, all around, you hold a team to 20 points, and they didn't really do much in the second half. You're pretty proud of that. But you always, I think, as a coach or as an analyst, you find the bad plays and you got to point them out and you got to address them. But this team kicked some butt today. They did. They put out 700 yards. They blew a team out again. So I mean, we're just looking at the negative things and trying to find little things that we can. But they did put a good.
Hey, Sean, but would you agree with me that D'Anton Lynn has to be the MVP of this team for the rest of the way, dialing up some defenses, putting pressure on the quarterback, because the corners can't stand up if the quarterback has all the time in the world like he did today at some point.
I don't necessarily think he had a ton of time today. I think this offense was built to get rid of the ball because they couldn't really protect well. I thought, Anthony Lucas did a great job getting after it. Those edge guys, Braylon Shelby had another sack. So I thought the pressure was there. I just thought they credit the quarterback for throwing. He was on time, I thought, all day, made some good throws, and we just, busted some coverage there. We busted the coverage down here and got to stay on top of those guys, like Coach said. So, just a little thing. It's hard. It's hard. I think the hardest thing about this is, like Jordan said, right? You play two teams back-to-back that were not up to your caliber, and mentally, how do you lock in for those games? The first game of the year, you're all fired up. You get out there, you do it. Back-to-back games where it's just not the quality opponent that you are willing to play against, and it's just hard to. This week of practice must have been like, oh man, what are we getting ready for? It's just human nature to feel that way, and I think they got it going in the second half, and that's why you saw the team play a lot better.
Last year, as I mentioned, and I believe, like all of us believe, that this USC football team is better than last year's football team. Proof is in the pudding, though. We're going to Purdue. Last year when we were going to Maryland, we're thinking, well, this is going to be easy, no problem. And then Maryland beat us. We went to Minnesota. Oh, no problem. And Minnesota beat us. It wasn't pretty.
No.
And we couldn't win at the end of the game. Washington beat us at the end of the game. We couldn't finish off. And I think Lincoln's right. It is a better team, but we got to be the ones that finish this year. That's the way you become a great team. So now we're going to Purdue. How do you feel?
I feel like we're going to see what happens in Purdue. This team has showed me that they can play well. They played well home last year. They played well at home. This product hasn't traveled yet. We'll see how it travels. There's so many things involved with taking a whole team of young men to another place and performing at a high level in a different environment. It's just really hard. It's hard in the NFL, but those are professional guys doing it. So it's just a tough task to do. So hopefully they found some new strategies that work. They found some new ways to lock in, because last year just couldn't, like you said, didn't get blown out in the games, but just couldn't find a way to finish.
JJ, final comments from you about today and the future, at least the 1 week future.
Well, one thing I think has to happen, the run game that they have established, pack it and put it in your suitcase, because it has to travel. The run game has got to travel. If they can run the football effectively, the play action pass works. It just opens up everything. You see how happy Jason Wilder was when I asked him the question about it. He's like, the run game that was what I've been most impressed with in these first two games.
Love to work with you, gentlemen. We'll talk to you next week. JJ from the studio. Sean, we'll see you at the airport on Friday afternoon.
Yes, sir.
I'll be in the air condition.
I bet you will. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be all that hot in West Lafayette. I think we're looking for a nice fall afternoon, even though it'll still be summer. Our next broadcast is coming up next Saturday, September 13, when the Trojans take on the Purdue Boilermakers in West Lafayette, Indiana, Ross-Ade Stadium. Kickoff time at 12:30. Our broadcast begins at 10:30 in the morning with the Trojan Tailgate Show on the ESPN LA USC Trojans Media Network. Stay tuned now for USC Trojan Wrap-Up with Jason Schwartz and Sua Cravens, talking Trojan football and taking your calls. You can give them a call right now. Get in line, 877-710-3776. That's 877-710-ESPN on the ESPN LA USC Trojans Media Network. Our thanks to our in-studio board operator, Kasim Diakate. Highlights provided by Jose de la Roca. Our spotter and statistician, my good friend Casey Stone. Our producer-engineer, Rick Cutler. Producer-director, Gia Lares. And the executive producer of the USC Football Media Network is Matt Wells. Now for Sean Cody, Jordan Moore, and John Jackson, this is Pete Arbogast reminding you again the final score here tonight at the Coliseum. USC 59 and Georgia Southern 20. Fight on, everybody.
You've been listening to the Modelo Locker Room Report. Brought to you by
Modelo, the fighting spirit of the USC Trojans.
Pechanga Resort Casino, proud partner of USC Football.
I Trust Capital, the official crypto platform of the USC Trojans. And by Salaya Tequila,
proud partner of the USC Trojans.
Proud partner of the USC Trojans. Stay tuned for the USC Football Wrap-Up Show presented by Modelo, the fighting spirit of the USC Trojans. Jason Schwartz and Sua Cravens will talk all things USC football. Take your phone calls and more.
Right here on the ESPN LA USC Trojan Media Network. Presented by Pechanga Resort Casino.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong, you are fearless, you are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
At Ralph's, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix, guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower than low prices. And you never compromise your appetite with our golden brown bread that's baked fresh in store. And you never compromise your wallet with our lower prices. Hand it to Ralph's shoppers. You never compromise. Ralph's. Fresh for everyone.
Jersey Mike's subs are great to enjoy in all kinds of places.
So you can bring a Club Supreme when you're camping?
Yeah.
Or have a Mike's Chicken Philly in the park?
Uh-huh.
Or a BLT when you're hiding under your boss's desk so you can erase that email you accidentally sent? The one where you made fun of his new haircut?
How long have you been under there?
Shh, quiet. He's here.
Oh, sorry.
Hello?
See what I mean about the haircut?
Freshly sliced and freshly grilled subs for any time, anywhere. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
For a USC touchdown.
It's time for the USC Football Wrap-Up Show presented by Modelo.
The fighting spirit of the USC Trojans.
We will break down the game, hear some highlights, and take your calls. USC football is a final, and we wrap it up right now. Here are your hosts, Jason Schwartz and Sua Cravens.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Trojans Wrap-Up presented by Modelo. Sua Cravens, Jason Schwartz with you. The Trojans taking care of business for a second straight week. They take down Clay Helton's Georgia Southern Eagles by a final of 59-20. And another fun week at the Coliseum. A lot of offense. 755 yards for the USC offense. I saw when they reached 700 yards to I think it was the first time since 2015. So last week they scored the most points they've scored since like 1930. And this week they put up 755 yards of offense. It's a lot of fun to watch.
It is. I was hoping we scored 60. I wanted that 60 bad. I thought we were going to try to kick a field goal when we were on the opposite side of our 40, and we punted it instead. So I guess we were being friendly. No disrespect to Coach Helton. I just wanted 60.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, where do you even begin with this one? I mean, obviously this one wasn't as clean as last week's, right? It felt like last week, start to finish, USC just took care of business against Missouri State. This week there were a few times, especially there later in the first half when things got a little sloppy. We saw some penalties. We saw some broken plays on defense. But all in all, I think going into next week's game at Purdue, these first 2 weeks, I think we've seen all that we've wanted to see from this USC team. This team is explosive. They look like they have depth, lots of talent, size, physicality. all of it. And on defense, even though there were the penalties and even though there were some of those broken plays, we still saw them making plays, right? They were getting into the backfield, tackles for loss, sacks. We saw the interception. So good things there, too, on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, we started this game the absolute worst way you can start the game. Opening drive, you fumble and give up a touchdown. I don't know why they went for 2, but that's the worst way you can start a game. And I don't believe we can, even with how well our offense is playing right now, I don't think we can afford to start a game like that against Illinois on the road and go down 7-0 in a hostile environment like that. Our team hasn't been through that kind of test. You want to see it. Gratefully, we have that test kind of early, but we just can't afford to do that. But, yeah, as you said, as the game progressed, especially in the second half, the defense really picked it up. Offense was scoring. Everybody's getting targets. And it's that cohesive, explosive Lincoln Riley offense that we've been waiting to see, that we felt like we haven't got a taste of since Caleb left.
Yeah.
And it seems like we're in a groove.
877-710-ESPN is our number, 877-710-3776. Get in the queue right now. Give us a call. Let's talk about this USC 59-20 win over Georgia Southern. How did it feel for you, Sua? I mean, you were there at the Coliseum. What was it like for you to see Clay Helton down on the field and on the sidelines?
It was funny because I was thinking, like, man, what must it feel like to live in L.A. and you're the head coach of USC, and this was your life. This was your identity for X amount of time, and then you go away and come back and to feel – and it wasn't like the boos weren't all dramatic or extra. It was the normal amount of boos the opposite team's head coach would get.
Well, did they show him up on the video board or
when he ran out?
When
they ran
for Clay
out.
Helton? So they showed him specifically, like a close up on him, or
it was him walking
the
out the
team?
tunnel with the team.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're going to boo the opposing team.
Exactly.
No matter who
So that's
it
why I
is.
said, like, there wasn't any dramatic extra, boos out there. So I just found it crazy to think about how you can see both sides of it. By the way, UCLA just lost to UNLV. Nico threw a game-losing pick. They're
two-score game. Last I saw was 30-20.
It was 30-23. UCLA was going down the field on a game-winning drive, and Nico throws a pick.
They got off to a slow start in that one. Hey, Trojan fans, at Ralph's, you get high quality and low prices, so you never have to compromise your budget. Save on thousands of items throughout the store. Ralph's, fresh for everyone. Just getting started here on Trojans Wrap-Up, presented by Modelo. Sua Cravens, Jason Schwartz with you, and our number is 877-710-3776. That is 877-710-ESPN. Give us a call. Get in the queue. Let's talk about USC's 59-20 win tonight at the Coliseum over Georgia Southern. But first, we'll get to the highlights after this break. We'll be back in a moment. More Trojans Wrap-Up here on the ESPN LA USC Trojans Media Network.
All right, USC Credit Union team, huddle up. Maria wants a new sedan, and we're the team to get it for her. Tommy, what are the specs?
Blue, 4-door, electric. She likes the safety features and fuel savings.
Great, because at USC Credit Union, she can get a discount for an EV. Plus, our auto loans already have great rates and flexible terms. All right, team, let's get her approved on 2 great rates.
Buy or refi at USC Credit Union, with or without football references. Visit usccreditunion.org and apply today. Federally insured by NCUA.
Love staying ahead of the game with the latest tech? Meet Helium Mobile, the first phone carrier powered by the people. Experience coverage from the nation's largest 5G network and a network built by people like you. For just $20 a month, get unlimited talk, text, and data. Plus, earn crypto for contributing to the network, which you can use to pay your phone plan. Whether you're a USC Trojans fan, student, employee, or just trying to save a buck on your phone bill, Helium Mobile is for you. Make the switch today at HelloHelium.com. Fight on.
No matter what you're looking for in a non-alcoholic beer, there's only one name that has it all. Athletic Brewing Co. Full flavor? It's athletic. Huge variety? It's athletic. Award-winning styles you can get online, at the bar, or the grocery store? It's athletic. In fact, when it comes to amazing non-alcoholic beer, there's no question. It's athletic. Ask for it and find out. Go to askforathletic.com to find your closest retailer today. Near Beer.
It's time to recharge, reconnect, and rediscover your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino. And with your resort favorites back in action, there's all of the excitement and comfort you love with the peace of mind you can depend on. So whenever you're ready for a little rest, a little relaxation, and a lot of fun, we'll be here. Play your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino today.
You're listening to USC Football.
Hear every moment of USC football on 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app.
Trojans fans, swing by Lazy Dog Restaurant for scratch-made meals and $15 fireside favorites. Pick from 5 entrees and enjoy a personal-sized s'mores brownie sundae, Monday through Friday. For more info, go to lazydogrestaurants.com. Welcome back to Trojans Wrap-Up, presented by Modelo. Sua Cravens, Jason Schwartz with you, and we're going to get to your calls here shortly. 877-710-3776. That's 877-710-ESPN. But first, we got to get to the highlights, and our game highlights, as always, are presented by Ontario International Airport, a proud sponsor of our USC Trojans. And Sua, no surprise here, but I think we have got more highlights coming in this show than we have had on any Trojans wrap-up that you and I have done together before. So
great. Let's looking forward to it.
That's a good thing, Sua. That's a good thing.
Yeah, it is. For some, for most, for a football team, yeah.
And who is it not good for?
What are you
getting out here?
Bro, I'm just saying.
Why? Because I know that tone.
You know, not everybody's on vacation, following baseball.
Let's get into it, all right? It was another game, second week in a row that USC actually fell behind first. Georgia Southern scored the first touchdown of the game. USC was down 6-0, but quickly drove down the field, and Jaden Mayava connected with Jacoby Lane for what might end up being the catch of the year.
Mayava in the shot, lob pass, heading for the end zone. One-hand snag. Flag is down. The touchdown is good. Jacoby Lane with a one-hand grab. Magnificent. Woo!
Yeah, he might not get the same quantity as targets as Makai gets, but whenever they throw that ball deep, more than likely he's coming down with it. He takes the most or makes the most of his advantages down the field.
And, hey, USC never gave up the lead from that point forward, so that is our game-changing moment of the game presented by Cookies, the proud CBD and wellness partner of USC Athletics. USC, just like last week, they were not done early on, and now the explosive plays came out, the big plays, and again, it was Jada Mayava throwing it 50-plus yard touchdown pass, this time Makai Lemon.
SC's got it at their own 38, moving from right to left from our vantage point. Lots of time for Mayava. Throws underneath. There's Lemon again, trying to get away, and he does. At the 50. He's on his racehorse. At the 30. He's at the 20. Cuts it back in, and he'll go all the way. Touchdown! Couple of moves right at the end. Makai Lemon, and the touchdown for USC. They're on the board again.
Makai looked real good, especially yards after catch today. Just explosive in and out of his routes. They couldn't guard him. He low-key looks like or plays like CeeDee Lamb. This was giving Thursday Night Football all over again.
Without the drops.
Yeah, without the drops, exactly.
Next highlight we got on the defensive side, and USC did a good job last week getting into the backfield, getting the quarterback. Anthony Lucas, his first sack of the season, came in the first quarter.
You're on the road, Georgia Southern, big underdog. Probably going to go for it on fourth down no matter what happens here. French. Whoa, look out. He gets hit. Some helmet goes flying. I don't think it was French's. But the sack for Anthony Lucas, or was it Tom? Because I think it was Lucas that got in there and just popped him. The pocket looked good for a second there. He looked like everything was holding up. Then he really got hit.
I think that was Anthony's first sack as a Trojan. His entire time being here, I think. And then he ended up doubling his total today with 2. So hats off to him.
First of 2 sacks on the night for Anthony Lucas. Back to the offensive side, back to the explosive plays. This was still in the first quarter. It ended up being our play of the first half. Another big pass from Maiyava to Lemon. The first one was 62 yards. This one went for 74.
Maiyava, lots of time to throw, throws over the middle, all alone at the 50-yard line, caught by Lemon. And he will race to the finish line all by himself as he outruns Georgia Southern's defenders for another long touchdown. USC, how do you do?
Isn't it crazy to think that we wasted a year of Makai's career trying to put him at DB when we could have just played him as a true freshman at receiver and just seen what happened? That would have been nice.
I mean, that was a lot of fun to watch. This looks like Sua Cravens on NCAA Football 26 over here.
Hold on. Am I on offense or defense? What are you trying to say right now before I agree with you?
I'm giving you credit, man.
Okay.
You're on offense.
Yeah.
The UConn Huskies, right? On
Yeah,
Heisman
exactly.
mode?
Exactly.
All right. 74-yard touchdown pass to Makai made it 21-6. Next, it was the defense again making a play. Interception from Nicholson on a pass downfield from French the fourth.
Throw, long, and intercepted. Trojans got it to Carlos Nicholson. 2 Trojans and 1 Georgia Southern Eagle, and Nicholson comes up with it at the 15-yard line. Grabbed it, fell down. That's where the play ends, and that's where the Trojans will start this offensive attack.
And I've been saying we need to see something from DeCarlos, and he makes a play right on time, right off the hash, too. They were in a little zone. I think it was 3 high. He came off the hash and made a play. He could play free safety, too. I think he could play free safety. He might end up as a free safety at the pro level some years from now, but I'm glad he made a play.
We saw the great catch from Lane early, that the one-handed touchdown snag, then the 2 long touchdown passes to Makai Lemon. Well, Jaden had a long pass to Jacoby Lane, 53-yard connection between the two.
3rd and 4 from the 32-yard line. They need to get to the 36. Maiyava waiting, now has to rush for the pocket. Winds and throws long downfield for Lane. He's being held, but he catches the ball anyway. Still on his feet, inside the 20, down to the 15-yard line. Go ahead, interfere with me. Who cares? I'm going to catch it anyway. And he moves the ball down into scoring territory for USC as he beats Tracy Hill, their cornerback.
Jordan asked me why I had Jacoby as my number 2 receiver in the Big Ten, and why I had him over Lemon. Not that they're pitting against each other, but I said that they had this catch radius, an NFL catch radius, that big body, like that A.J. Brown, DK Metcalf type of build that's successful in the NFL for being physical and beating the press. And when you can just throw the ball down the field, you become a quarterback's best friend. Ask Drake London, who we had on the show last week. So, Jacoby's...
So you're saying Jacoby is DK Metcalf and Makai is CeeDee Lamb.
I'm saying Jacoby is...
I'm saying those are 2 good receivers to have if you're
I say Jacoby can be
Maiyava.
better than Metcalf. So I would say Jacoby is AJ, and Makai is CD.
Well, Trojans got in the end zone there, ended up having a 31-13 lead at the half, although we were talking at halftime, it wasn't all positive vibes, even though the Trojans had a number of great plays, explosive plays, and were up a big. But they came out in the second half, and no rushing touchdowns in the first half. That changed in a big way in the second, and it was Wayman Jordan who got in the end zone first to make it 38-13.
Jordan cuts back up the middle. He's got some room on the right side at the 25-20. He's at the 50, the 10. Puts his head down, dives to the goal line, and makes it. Touchdown, USC. Wayman Jordan with a nice run. And he finally got to the end and just said, no, I'm not going out of bounds. I'm going in the end zone.
You can tell Wayman was still mad about that early fumble he had, because when he got back in, he started running angry, started less jukes and kept getting north and south and just lowering his shoulder. And like to see him bounce back like that.
So that touchdown there made it 38-13. Let's fast forward towards the end of the game. It was Eli Sanders who got into the end zone, his second rush touchdown of the second half.
Sanders next to Maiyava gets the call this time, and he'll just wander into the end zone for another USC touchdown. Eli Sanders. 2-yarder in the third quarter, now a 5-yarder in the fourth quarter, and the Trojans will put a 50 up, 52-20 if they make the extra point.
I think at this point we were just deciding who would get the next touchdown. Like, have you scored yet? Have you scored yet? Well, I don't think it mattered. We could have put anybody in the game right there. We should have gave it to Mr. Miller. He deserved 2.
Well, we eventually did, and he made sure he scored from 41 yards out. Our final highlight of the night, it's USC's final touchdown. King Miller housed one again.
Snap is back at a first down play, and it's Miller getting away again. Here he goes. Good heavens. 20, 10, 5, touchdown. King Miller has touched the ball 6 times in his college career, and he's got 2 touchdowns, and the touchdown runs are long, 75 and 41. How do you do?
He likes that corner of the end zone. Seems like it's a magnet because nobody's tackling him, and everybody seems to be running slower than he is. He's deceptively fast.
Well, King Miller, second straight week. I saw that USC hadn't had a walk-on score a touchdown since 1994 before Miller did it last week, and now King Miller has done it 2 straight weeks. And Lincoln Riley has said it, that he breaks one every day in practice. And sure enough, he's 2 for 2 in the game. Fun to watch. 59-20, the final score, and those are all of 9 of our highlights. 9 highlights today in USC's 59-20 win. Hey, Trojans fans, you want the inside scoop on this game and all things Trojans? Be sure to sign up for the 3 Torches presented by Smart and Final. It's a free newsletter that'll hit your email inbox 3 times a week with game info, player insights, and more. Go to usctrojans.com/3 Torches and sign up. 877-710-ESPN, 877-710-3776 is our number. Give us a call. Let's talk Trojans football. USC is 2-0 after their 59-20 win over Georgia Southern. We'll get to your calls when we come back next on Trojans Wrap-Up presented by Modelo on the ESPN LA USC Trojans Media Network.
We're not just the Trojans, we're your Trojans. Coach Lincoln Riley here to let you know how to customize your Wells Fargo debit card or open an account today and show your Trojan pride with every purchase. Get started at wellsfargo.com/Trojans. Wells Fargo is proud to be the official retail bank of USC Athletics.
Copyright 2025 Wells Fargo Bank, N.A. member, FDIC.
The road is calling. Embrace the thrill of the drive with the fully electric Audi Q6 e-tron. Featuring effortless power, serious acceleration, and advanced Audi tech. The next chapter of Audi is here. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
Visit SoCalAudiDealers.com for more information.
Tommy Trojan is at the 10, the 5, touchdown, USC!
Make big plays on the field and in life. With iTrust Capital, you can buy and sell crypto 24/7 in a secure premium custody account or in a tax-advantaged crypto IRA. iTrust Capital is easy to use and has no sign-up fees. Don't be a Monday morning quarterback. Make big plays now. Visit iTrustCapital.com/USC to start investing today. Use promo code Trojans to get $100. iTrust Capital, the official cryptocurrency platform of the USC Trojans.
Taxes and conditions may apply. Fees apply. Cryptocurrencies are a speculative investment.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong. You are fearless. You are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
All right, everyone. Welcome to ARCO Rewards Orientation. I'm Hannah.
Whoa. Is everything okay?
That's a code green. Someone just earned at least 5 cents a gallon in rewards.
Wow. Another one?
Well, that one's a code gold. The customer just redeemed savings of up to $1 a gallon.
Impressive. What does that one mean?
Oh, that's just Piggy. He gets excited when we talk about rewards.
Savings of up to $1 per gallon redeemable with 20 rewards dollars in your loyalty account. At participating locations, terms and conditions apply.
In the summer of 1997, Stone IPA was first brewed. We weren't trying to create the next big thing in beer. We just wanted to make the first anniversary ale of our dreams. Crisp, light-bodied and still packed with hoppy flavor. That little recipe went on to become our flagship beer and inspired a generation of brewers and beer lovers. From that first batch to today, Stone IPA is still the iconic West Coast style IPA.
Looking for the play of the day? That's easy. Fight on to victory with USC and fly on faster with ONT, the fastest and easiest airport experience in SoCal. Not to mention, Ontario International Airport has over 90 nonstop flights to 30 major destinations with less traffic coming in and out. In other words, getting there is a breeze, and so is following our Trojans anywhere the season takes them. Because let's be honest, faster is always better when it comes to your airport. Start planning your next journey today at SoCalSoEasy.com.
This is USC football on the home of the Trojans. 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app. Your destination for LA sports. Fight on!
Trojans fans, introducing Celaya Tequila, brought to you by USC football legends Matt and Ryan Khalil. Celebrate your story with a homegrown spirit, Celaya Tequila. Welcome back to Trojans Wrap-Up presented by Modelo. And we're hoping to take your calls, but we're told that the phone line right now experiencing some technical difficulties. The number is 877-710-ESPN, 877-710-3776. USC beats Georgia Southern 59-20, but we're having some technical difficulties on the phone line. Sua, that means you and I we have to talk to each other.
I didn't sign up for that. I did not in my contract.
You think I signed up for it? No, I need Helen of Troy right now. I'm ready.
That's what keeps this relationship between you and I going. Helen is the buffer so that we don't have that awkward silence when the friend we mutually know leaves the room. And that's what this feels like.
Yeah, we just ride our great callers for 12 weeks and then call
you
it a
and I
day.
never
Call it a
speak
day.
again until the following football season.
All right. Well, then I guess let's get into a little more about the game and going back to Clay Helton being out on the field. I am curious because I was going to ask some of our callers, and I'm sure they were going to offer what it was like to see him out there and how they feel about him now. I mean, we're 4 years into the Lincoln Riley era, so Clay Helton, is pretty far removed. He's doing his thing at Georgia Southern, and I would have been surprised if there were a lot of boos for him personally. Again, it's normal to hear boos coming for the team coming out of the tunnel not wearing cardinal and gold. But I think 4 years removed, I'd be surprised if there's much anger from USC's fan base towards Clay Helton, especially when you consider the success that he had during his time, and how the only head coach since Pete Carroll to win a Rose Bowl. Won a Pac-12 championship. Those two things haven't happened outside of Clay Helton.
Yeah, I think Coach Helton is just taking the brunt of the whole Sark situation, and then how his coaching tenure ended. It's just like a snowman or snowball effect. So I think the fans are just releasing that built-up frustration of waiting and seeing all the great talent that came through. Even though he won a Rose Bowl, they want more, and they wanted national championships. And as good a job Helton did with that team, because that team started 1-3 and won a Rose Bowl.
Right.
The recruiting wasn't getting it done. Some tough decisions that needed to be made. He wasn't really the guy to do it. And at the end of the day, and then COVID hit. So, at the end of the day, a lot of things went wrong, but there are a lot of successful moments and accomplishments he has in his USC career.
And I think part of the problem too with that was we probably held on to it a little too long. There was that one season where it felt like it was the right time to part ways, and he got the backing, and he came back, and it just felt like, okay, at that point we're 1 or 2 seasons too long into this.
Yeah, I was part of it. I've signed off on him getting the job, and I felt like at the time he was the guy. A lot of those recruits that came from Kiffin and Sark that people love to say, he took those recruits. They were bought in on Helton. They especially after that Rose Bowl season, it's not like they had a drop off the next year. I think they won 10 games the next year and went to the Cotton Bowl. So at the end of the day, love or hate him.
That was the year they won the conference championship, right?
Yeah. So at the end of the day, love or hate him, he did what no other USC head coach has done after him and before him.
Right. I mean, in
besides
some ways,
Pete Carroll, obviously.
Right, yeah. And in some ways, in a weird way, like Lincoln Riley's still trying to replicate that success of early on, right? I mean, Lincoln Riley, the goal is to win a Rose Bowl or, win a playoff game and win a conference title. I mean, it's obviously a different landscape now, but in some ways, Lincoln Riley with all the success he had with Caleb early on and with all the promise that this year's team has, he's still chasing that.
Yeah.
A conference title and a Rose Bowl.
The closest thing he's gotten since or to what Helton's done was that first year with Caleb. Yeah,
absolutely. We're going to go to our YouTube chat here. It's a phone provider issue, apparently, that we're having. What are the chances Helen knows how to get into the YouTube chat?
I doubt it. We couldn't even get Pam freaking AC last year or 2 years ago, so I doubt that they have high-speed internet and know how to get in the chat.
Helen, if you're listening, your granddaughter maybe can help you out, or but let's see, what do we got here? What are some of the comments we're looking at? How about them Dodgers? No, I don't think so. That was,
now let's talk about it.
That was disheartening.
Is that
tonight.
two nights in a row?
Oh,
is that
well,
two?
No, but you know what happened tonight?
Nights in a row?
You know what happened tonight? They were 1 out away from a no hitter.
Yeah,
Yamamoto.
Yeah,
and they're 1 out away.
Why'd they yank Yamamoto?
No, they didn't. He gave up a home run.
Oh,
with 1 out to go and a no hitter.
Why couldn't he finish?
It's just how it goes. Why didn't Andy Pajes try to jump and rob that home run? Look how many. Look at all the Dodger comments.
Why do we keep putting Tanner Scott in these situations? Clearly something's off. Why do we keep doing this and then expecting a different? The practice or continuing of doing something and expecting a different result is literal insanity.
Hey, thanks for letting me know to turn my mic up. I just did that for you, whoever that was.
Yeah, now let me turn you down in my headphone.
All right. Do we have any actual questions in here?
I see that they said our defense looks weak. Our D-line does need to get it together for the run game and linebackers.
Were either one of you worried about the ease with which Georgia Southern was able to gash the DL for 7 to 11 yards per carry?
Yeah, that's concerning, especially when we're about to play teams like Illinois on the road where they're going to run the football and then mix in some play-action boot to keep that defense off balance. If they're averaging 6 to 7 yards a carry, get ready. I say it a lot, but get ready for a David Shaw Stanford type of game where they go up 14 points and then run the clock out on 6-minute drives that end in field goals or punts followed by a defensive stand. Like, you cannot ignore those type of issues. The linebackers and D-line need to figure out the run or the run scheme, get into their gaps, have gap integrity, stop guessing, and defeat their one-on-one, because against good teams, that's going to be a nightmare.
Yeah, I was troubled at halftime by the fact that USC, I mean, the explosive plays obviously was what had them up big at halftime, but they were almost even at the half. Well, they were even at the half, and they ended up almost even for the game in first downs. 28 first downs for SC, 26 first downs for Georgia Southern. I mean, obviously for USC, when you're scoring 62-yard touchdowns, you're not getting first downs doing that. But still, to see Georgia Southern right there with them in that category, I thought that was kind of troubling.
Yeah, you got to get off the field as a defense. It doesn't matter if I'm not going to say it doesn't matter. Obviously, there's some context added to it. If you're like, our offense kept scoring, so they kept getting possession, so they're going to have more first downs than usual. That's fine. But when you're not getting off the field and they are on 6 to 10 play drives, even if they do end in a punt, that means you weren't getting off the field. So defense has got to be better, especially in the run game. As I said, against better teams, that's going to be a nightmare to deal with.
Torian Pratt says, Eli Sanders, when running, seems like he can't cut. Have you noticed this?
I feel like Eli's more of a straight line runner. I feel like his game is straight line speed, and it's not necessarily left or right. Not saying he can't make guys miss, but once you start getting into those high-end mile per hours like he does, you can get injured trying to cut left to right. So I just maybe feel like he's more comfortable making a move, deciding to get north, and living with the results, which is what you want to see sometimes. Because when running backs dance too much, it gets them in trouble.
Hey, Trojans fans, you can listen to USC football and all the biggest college football and basketball games on the TuneIn app. Free internet radio. Let's take a break here. Again, we're having some technical difficulties with the phone line. Our number, when they do get fixed, is 877-710-3776. USC beats Georgia Southern tonight at the Coliseum 59-20. They are 2-0 to start the season. Purdue coming up next week. We'll take a break. Back with more Trojans wrap-up presented by Modelo when we come back on the ESPN LA USC Trojans Media Network.
Children's Hospital Los Angeles is where groundbreaking research meets unparalleled expertise. It's where exceptional care is tailored 100% to kids. It's where every specialist, every room, every innovation revolves around one need, your child's. Whether it's routine care or a life-saving procedure, CHLA is where families turn to when outcomes truly matter. Children's Hospital Los Angeles. 125 years of building hope and healthier futures. Go to chla.org today.
All right, class, settle down. Today's lesson is on the Arco Rewards app. Try to stay with me. The fundamentals are simple. Earn at least 5 cents a gallon in rewards, then redeem them later for up to $1 off every gallon. Now here's where it gets complicated. Oh, wait, it doesn't. It's as simple as downloading the Arco Rewards app to get started. Class dismissed!
Savings of up to $1 per gallon redeemable with 20 rewards dollars in your loyalty account. At participating locations, terms and conditions apply.
Hi, Trojan fans. Are you ready to fight on? Fruitist Blueberries got your back. All across the gridiron, straight into the end zone, our berries pack flavor and crunch into every bite. Get ready for Fruitist Blueberries, official superfruit snack sponsor of USC Trojans football. Delicious, healthy, and always ready to win. Snack smarter. Snack Fruitist, because even our berries fight on. Fruitist, Fruitist, for the love of fruit. Available in stores near you.
At Ralph's, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix, guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower than low prices. And you never compromise your appetite with our golden brown bread that's baked fresh in store. And you never compromise your wallet with our lower prices. Hand it to Ralph's shoppers. You never compromise. Ralph's. Fresh for everyone.
This is USC football on the home of the Trojans. 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app. Your destination for LA sports. Fight on!
Trojan fans, fuel your wellness journey with Cookies, the proud CBD and wellness partner of USC Athletics. Discover products crafted to support a balanced lifestyle. Elevate your game day experience with Cookies today. Fight on.
I'm elevated off some cookies right now.
Sua Cravens, Jason Schwartz with you. Trojans wrap-up presented by Modelo. We are having issues with our phone service provider here, so unable to take your calls at the moment. We are hoping to get to your calls.
Don't lie.
This is
don't lie. No, don't lie to him. Don't lie. Listen, I'm going to tell him every time. I have a family.
Don't project that on me,
I
Sua.
have a family.
You also have a job.
And what time is it out there? You're 2 hours ahead? Are you 2 hours ahead?
11:30.
It's 11:30 where Jason is, and I have a family. Okay, y'all need to be considerate.
I do not. I have nobody. Okay, all I have is you, Sua, and our callers out there, and the Trojan family. That's all I have.
Yeah.
Give me this. Give me this one moment.
No, thanks.
This 1 hour a week.
NFL football is tomorrow. I need to stare at my fantasy lineup for the next hour before I go to sleep, before I do it again in the morning.
I need to find a spot to watch a Dolphins game out in Missouri.
Ew, who wants to watch that? I feel like you guys are going to have a down year. Yeah, I feel like you guys are going to have a down year.
Nobody. But I can't quit them, unfortunately. Nope. All right, let's get to some questions because we're getting some here on our YouTube chat. Trojans beat Georgia Southern 59-20, the final today at the Coliseum, 2-0 after a couple of weeks at Purdue next week. And let's see. We got a question here. Should we be worried about Purdue? Sua, are you worried about Purdue?
I'm only worried because it's our first road game, and it's against a conference opponent. And after the last year's debacles, I'm not going to assume anything at this point. So I want to see us put together 4 quarters of solid football on both sides of the ball, especially the run game, defensively and offensively, before I make any more assumptions.
We just got some great news, Sue.
I already know.
We just got some great news.
I already know.
Dude, what'd you think? We're just gonna go home?
Yes.
We got bills to pay here, Sue. We can't just leave. You can't just end the show. That's not how it works. We do have the phone lines back. So let's get straight to it. 877-710-3776, 877-710-ESPN, and we'll go to the phone lines now. And we thought it would take an act of God to prevent Helen of Troy from getting on our show, and our phone providers almost provided us with that act, but nope. Helen is here. She's leading us off. Helen, how worried were you that you weren't going to get on tonight?
I was getting a little worried, I've been trying for an hour and a half. They need to find an alternative.
Helen, the relentless.
Because I don't think 5G is ready for prime time, but, what do I know? So, anyhow, thank you guys for thinking of me. I'm always thinking of you during football season. We're just a trio here, the Three Musketeers.
I like that.
2 handsome guys and an old broad. What can I say?
Love that, Helen. Taking on the world.
Yes, we are. Okay, our offense is just superb with our big Kahuna as a quarterback. Kahuna means wise man, and he's making wise choices.
That's what Kahuna means?
That's why I called him the big Kahuna. Yes, and he's Polynesian. He's our first Polynesian quarterback ever. So that's kind of big, and I spent a lot of time in Maui, so I'm kind of like adopted.
Are you a surfer, Helen?
No. I just watch whales. That's it.
Are you a marine biologist?
No, just like them. I just like them. I was a chemical engineer and chemist and teacher. That's what I did. Now I just watch whales.
Learning something new about Helen after all these years.
What?
I said we're learning something new about you after all these years.
Yeah, well, when you wait for an hour and a half and there's other people, I don't want to take up their time. So, again, we had our plethora of Trojan touchdowns. Our O-line is really doing a good job, aren't they, guys? Don't you think they've really improved?
And Mayava didn't get touched once today, and neither did Longstreet.
No. And I just think that's great. So, our touchdown guys, Jacoby. Oh my God, I can't read my own writing. Jacoby. Oh, his one-handed catch was awesome. Jacoby Lane's one. That's got to be the number one show on ESPN, but they never put us on there, so I doubt it. But it was awesome.
Oh, that's got to. I would bet that's on there tonight for sure. That's definitely getting on top plays, no doubt. Oh, phone provider strikes again.
Didn't pay that bill.
All right, Helen, I guarantee we'll be hearing from Helen once again. Helen of Troy, everybody. Helen in Texas. 877-710-3776. 877-710-ESPN is the number. Let's take a break. We'll collect ourselves here, get these calls in the queue, and come back and get to more of them. 59-20, the final. USC beats Georgia Southern tonight. You're listening to Trojans Wrap-Up presented by Modelo on the ESPN LA USC Trojans Media Network.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
We are Life Law, where we make injury law simple. We have 2 simple goals for all of our clients: full medical recovery and ultimately full monetary compensation. We understand that it can be overwhelming to face the uncertainty in the wake of an accident. We will be there with you at each step in the legal and healthcare process. You will pay nothing unless we win your case. Dial 1-800-LYFE-LAW or check us out at lyfe.com. Life Law, official sponsors of USC Athletics.
Looking for the play of the day? That's easy. Fight on to victory with USC and fly on faster with ONT, the fastest and easiest airport experience in SoCal. Not to mention, Ontario International Airport has over 90 nonstop flights to 30 major destinations with less traffic coming in and out. In other words, getting there is a breeze, and so is following our Trojans anywhere the season takes them. Because let's be honest, faster is always better when it comes to your airport. Start planning your next journey today at SoCalSoEasy.com.
Tommy Trojan is at the 10, the 5, touchdown, USC!
Make big plays on the field and in life. With iTrust Capital, you can buy and sell crypto 24/7 in a secure premium custody account or in a tax-advantaged crypto IRA. iTrust Capital is easy to use and has no sign-up fees. Don't be a Monday morning quarterback. Make big plays now. Visit itrustcapital.com/USC to start investing today. Use promo code Trojans to get $100. iTrust Capital, the official cryptocurrency platform of the USC Trojans.
Taxes and conditions may apply. Fees apply. Cryptocurrencies are a speculative investment.
You're listening to USC Football.
Hear every moment of USC football on 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app.
Stone IPA has inspired a generation of brewers and beer lovers. Made in Southern California, Stone Brewing's first anniversary ale continues to be today's iconic West Coast style IPA. Crisp, light-bodied, and packed with hoppy flavor. Located at find.stonebrewing.com. Welcome back to Trojans Wrap-Up presented by Modelo. Jason Schwartz, Sua Cravens with you. Taking your calls now, 877-710-3776, 877-710-ESPN. And let's go back out to Texas. We got Nick in Dallas. Nick from Dallas, welcome back to Trojans Wrap-Up.
Hey, good evening, guys. Fight on, Sua. I was watching this game, and they took care of the business the first two games, and maybe it's a good thing that USC started the season unranked. I kind of like that. Having said that, I like what I've seen from the defense. My only concern is, Sua, especially what happened last year, is the play calling to some degree, because I didn't like how the first half ended, where Lincoln got too pass happy. He could have just ran the ball, maybe just run the ball out the clock. And then also the defense. I love the defense. Defense looks solid and legit, especially that front four. If they just stay disciplined and don't give up any personal foul penalties to the opposing team going into conference play, I think we'll be okay. But I like what I see thus far. But I'm really impressed with the defense. But I'm with you, Sua, on that Purdue game on the road. See how they react to that kind of environment. But it's they handled their business the first two games, and moving forward though, I think we'll be okay. But like I said, I just hope that Lincoln doesn't get too pass happy down the road, and also the defense just stays disciplined, and I think we'll be okay. But thanks for taking my call.
All right, thanks, Nick.
I want to see USC control the controllables. Like I said it on the pregame show, no more busted plays on defense, no more missed assignments. You can't just have somebody running scot-free or a miscommunication and we give up an easy 6 points, especially at home, because it's not loud. It's not like you can't hear who's next to you because you're in a hostile environment. You're at home. So mental errors cannot happen, and we gave up another one today. And we can't afford those against better teams. Obviously, we need to be better with the penalties. A lot of hands to the face, a lot of grabbing in the secondary, just sloppy play. That's extending drives, and we talked about it, saying that the defense isn't getting off the field. Again, against teams like Illinois, when we play Notre Dame, when we play Oregon, the worst thing you can do against those type of teams in must-have-it games is give them a free first down on 3rd and long when you had them trapped exactly where you are. So it's fine it's happening now against lesser opponents, but if we are actual contenders, an actual team that's competing in the Big Ten, that cannot happen. Control the controllables.
We're lucky, too, because I'm not saying next week against Purdue is going to be an easy game at all, but we're lucky that we kind of ramp up. We get a softer Big Ten road game, a softer Big Ten home game before that Illinois game, so we can find out if these things are actually problems. I mean, those are the types of things that, we're talking about Illinois saying we can't make those mistakes there. It's going to cost us. But next week at Purdue, we might be able to get away with it and then learn from those mistakes. And I think we'll find out a lot more next week and the week after that before we get to that Illinois game about whether or not this actually is a problem with this team, if that is part of their identity.
Yeah, and I agree. I think that we're better than Purdue and that we might be able to get away with some of those mistakes. You just don't want to see them in those games like against Illinois, because at that point, you're assuming you're starting to figure things out. You've got your core group of guys that you can rely on. You're starting to define the culture and what's going to be your season. So is Illinois, and so are those other teams. So you got to be on your P's and Q's.
And the scary thing about that Illinois game is, if we do handle our business the next 2 weeks, we'll be 4-0 going into that game.
That's a
and
top
it's kind
15,
of like
top
it's kind of
matchup.
like that game is kind of define the rest of the season, right? Because you can win that game and it can be a ramp for you, and now you're shooting yourself into contention, and that talk about, are we conference title contenders? If you lose that game and the schedule gets tough, that can snowball on you too.
Yep. And
what about the play calling, like Nick mentioned at the end of the first half there? Because obviously we have seen in the last couple of years, last year, I think we talked about this a lot when we just wouldn't stick with the run game. Has that been something that's popped up to you at all in the first 2 games?
No. We've gotten a pretty good mix of what we can do out the backfield. I thought we'd see more Eli Sanders out of the backfield in the pass game, but with Wayman Jordan fumbling early, I thought that we were going to do something similar to last year when Woody Marks had fumbled early in the game. He sat the rest of the game, and then I think we didn't go with him for the entirety of that game that early in the season. I thought Lincoln was going to do the same to Wayman when he fumbled, but he was right back in and he was running angry. Mm-hmm. So that just shows you the trust he already has in guys. So if he feels that way about the backfield, then.
And look, if you're going to fumble, do it today.
Yeah.
Do it against Georgia Southern early, like get that out of the way.
I mean, don't do it at all, but if you're gonna do it.
I mean, that's not a fair expectation.
It's not.
Just get it out of your system.
Some running backs go a season without fumbling.
Hey, let's go here. We got a question here from the voice of USC football on Spanish radio, Harry Ruiz. He wrote he said, what are your thoughts on USC's top 25 votes being fewer after last week's win? Do you think it'll be the same this week? The Trojans aren't a top 25 team yet, but fewer votes for taking care of biz? Thanks, Harry. My guy as well, Harry Ruiz. Driving back to Vegas right now. Is he going to pass UCLA's bus on the way? Flash him a fight on, Harry, if you're passing him on the way back to Vegas. Or I guess no, UCLA's flying. What am I talking about?
Yeah, they're flying Spirit.
Thought it was Frontier. I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know your thoughts on this. I don't think it really matters about the votes, right? I mean, obviously USC took care of business last week against Missouri State. I mean, they're not going to prove that they're worthy to be a top 25 team until they start beating teams in the Big Ten once the schedule starts getting tough. So, I mean, I don't know why they lost votes last week, but it doesn't seem to me like they lost them because anyone out there is saying, oh, this team is worse than we expected them to be.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't understand it either. You drop 70 on somebody, and they're like, yep, didn't like it. Drop them. I don't know. Should have scored 80.
I mean, it's probably more about some of the other performances out there, teams that maybe won
Who
tougher
outperformed
games.
70 points?
No, I'm just saying like a team that wins like a game that's a little, you're not playing Missouri State. You're playing someone, you have a more impressive win in terms of beating the competition rather than just beating up on an FCS school from a year ago.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm just saying. I don't think. Do you put a lot of stock into that? I don't think it really matters.
No, right. If you go undefeated, it doesn't matter. If you lose one game, it doesn't matter. So who cares about who's ranked? I think when it matters, don't get me on a tangent. Actually, I don't want to take your time. You already know where I'm going with that.
Do I?
Yeah, you already know what I'm going to say. A certain conference ranks all these people in the preseason, and then they play each other to make it look like it's a gauntlet. And like, oh, look at all these ranked teams beating each other. It's because they're so tough. And it's like, no, 5 of those 8 teams shouldn't have been ranked at all to begin with.
Well, I mean, when we beat Purdue next week, we're just going to shoot up in the rankings. We're top 10 team for sure after taking down the Boilermakers. Hey, let's take a break here. We'll get to more phone calls when we come back. 877-710-3776, 710 ESPN. Harry, thanks for writing in the question, by the way. We'll get to more calls when we come back next. Trojans beat Georgia Southern 59-20 at the Coliseum tonight. You're listening to Trojans Wrap-Up presented by Modelo on the ESPN LA USC Trojans Media Network.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong, you are fearless, you are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Are you ready to unleash the beast? Monster Energy is here to give you the edge this college tailgate season. Loaded with bold flavors, our powerful blend gives you the energy you need to push you beyond your limits. Tune in all season long with Monster, the energy drink of ESPN Radio College Football Tour. Power your performance with a drink that's as hungry for victory as you are. Crack open an ice-cold Monster and dominate the competition. Monster Energy. Unleash the beast. Grab yours today.
The road is calling. Embrace the thrill of the drive with the fully electric Audi Q6 e-tron. Featuring effortless power, serious acceleration, and advanced Audi tech. The next chapter of Audi is here. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
Visit SoCalAudiDealers.com for more information.
Byron opened a free checking account with USC Credit Union, and now everything else feels complicated. Like today, should he go with the 7-layer bean dip or the party wing platter?
The wings are so spicy, but the dip is so creamy. I need a minute.
Luckily, some choices are easy. With USC Credit Union, Byron gets thousands of fee-free ATMs, secure online and mobile banking, and even credit monitoring tools, all with a free checking account. Dip or wings? That's on Byron. Visit usccreditunion.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
You're listening to USC Football.
Hear every moment of USC football on 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app.
Hey, Trojan fans, at Ralph's, you get high quality and low prices so you never have to compromise your budget. Save on thousands of items throughout the store. Ralph's, fresh for everyone. Back on Trojans Wrap-Up presented by Modelo. USC 59-20 winners tonight over Georgia Southern. And we welcome you back to the show. Sua Craven's Jason Schwartz with you taking your calls. And let's get right back to the phone lines. We have the 2025 debut on Trojans Wrap-Up of Mitch from New Jersey. Mitch, what's going on, man? Happy New Year. Welcome back to the show.
Thanks for taking me. How we doing, Jason? Sua, great game. You know, I should get on the show. Thank you for having me, but I wish I would get on the same day that the final gun sounds off. It makes it a lot easier, but I'm getting up. I'll be taking my grandson to his little kid's strong. I'm not missing it. But I'm glad the phone is, because I said, wait a minute, why is this phone? I know you. I'm glad you fixed it. Summary was on job.
Sue and I got it done during one of the commercial breaks. We're like, enough of this. We gotta make this happen ourselves.
Well, thanks a lot. I just want to talk about the wide receivers. I think we have a great pair of wide receivers. I know they're as good as Drake London. No one's as good as him. And Amari St. Brown. I hope they consider these two wide receivers. They put up numbers for Heisman because it's more like a quarterback reward and all. And hopefully the games are. I think it's 3:30 my time next week.
Yeah,
I know it'll be hot over
good
there.
time for you.
Yeah, definitely. So, I'm curious, who do you not work for? That's one thing. and Jason, how's your baseball minor league? St. Louis, that's a great team. They always come around. They produce great plays. But glad you guys are very
thanks,
busy.
Mitch.
Better to be too busy than not busy enough.
Yeah, I get called a bum by my friends 6 months out the year because they're like, look who doesn't work, seasonal loser. Like it. Verbally accosted on the green when I'm trying to line up my putt. I think it's their
nice shot, by the way. Nice shot, by the way, last week.
Hey,
was that Sunday last week?
Yeah.
Was that fixed? Did you guys?
I swear to God, no, that was real. That was as real as it gets. And he just so happened to be recorded. I didn't ask. I had to take a drop because I outdrove the fairway. I needed a draw, and I just piped it dead straight because that's how golf works. When you need a draw, you hit the straightest shot of your life. And I had to take a drop, and I was all, annoyed and complaining on my way to the drop zone, and I just threw my ball down and grabbed my 7-iron. A hole out birdie after the drop from 240 out with the 7-iron downhill.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I was happy for you, man.
Appreciate
that. Was cool.
That's what a hole-in-one feels like. That's amazing.
Let's go back to the phone lines. Mitch, by the way, thanks for the call. Let's go to Pam from Temple City. Pam, welcome back to the show. What's going on, Pam?
Thank you. I was getting worried there that we weren't going to be able to talk to you guys here. So
we were worried too.
First of all, we still don't know how Helen's granddaughter is. So, Helen, I hope you'll let us know if you're still listening sometime next week or something.
Whether it's tonight or next week, we'll know for sure. We'll hear for sure from Helen again.
Well, that's what you said last week, but we didn't hear about her granddaughter. You guys covered a lot of what I was going to talk about, the hands of the face penalties and the good thing that we're learning now instead of when we get to the meat of the programs. But one thing I wanted to tell you guys that happened to me because of you guys, which is a really good thing, is last week, of course, I called in, and there's a couple that I know that used to live near me. Now they live in Colorado. And the husband and I used to always talk SC football all the time, but when they moved, we didn't keep in touch. Well, apparently he heard me last week when I called and talked to you guys, so it prompted him to call me the next day, Labor Day, and we got to talk SC football for quite a while and catch up on how each other was doing and stuff. So that's all on account of you guys' show there.
Trojans wrap up, connecting old friends.
Rekindling friendships.
I love it.
So I really love it, and I really appreciate you guys. I don't have anything brilliant to add because you guys covered everything I was going to. So anyway, I hope you guys are well, and I can't wait to talk to you after our win, hopefully next week.
Hey, fight on, Pam. Thanks.
Fight on, guys. Thanks so very much.
Look at that. The wrap-up show ventilating her home and her
relationship. You got a tear in your eye, Sua? You got a tear in your eye?
That was amazing. Wow.
Your eyes look a little red. Is that a tear? Are you crying a little bit?
That's not why they're red, but yeah.
Let's go to we got Coach Dub from Anaheim. Coach Dub, welcome to Trojans Wrap-Up.
Hey, how's it going, fellas? Hey, man, it feels good to win the games that you're supposed to win, and by a lot. Two things that are kind of concerned to me, and just kind of looking at a perspective as being the coach. Jaden Mayava is an amazing quarterback. The one thing that concerns me is his deep ball. Today it just seemed like guys were kind of slowing down to catch it, even though he went off for 400 yards. There's no question about that. But that deep ball sometimes is a little concerning. It looks like it just floats up there just a little bit too long, and guys got to slow down just a little bit. And this is just me nitpicking, to be honest, right? He had a great performance today. And the second thing that concerns me, man, is that just early on in the game, our run defense, man, it just seems like Coach Lynn does a great job of adjusting. Once he sees what they're trying to do and how they're trying to work, he makes great adjustments. Guys listen, and, they change their keys. But, man, early on, it just seems like guys are just getting mauled up front. Lanes are opening up. And I'm just wondering, Sua, being defensively, what do you think about, having just some early down pressures just to kind of, mitigate? Maybe coaches know what they're keying on. Maybe they understand, like, hey, these guys, when they come out, they're just very vanilla. We're going to start off doing this, giving them eye candy. Those are just two little concerns for me when they start playing top 25 teams. Like, those little things I feel like are going to matter. So, But, I'm so happy.
I'm not even sure or worried about bringing additional pressure to stop or help the run game, because once you start involving additional linebackers and DBs in the run game, that's when you start getting a little light in the pass, and RPO offenses can kill you. And but in the Big Ten, you're not going to see as many RPO offenses, but when you have your DBs on an island like that, they'll start running at your boundary corner. If your boundary corner doesn't tackle, that can lead to a lot of bigger issues. So I just think our D-line, they need to win with their hands. They need to win their one-on-ones. Whenever we have a 3-tech, he needs to be stout for that double team, and either our linebackers need to shoot the gap faster to get the double team off, or we need to learn how to 2-gap and use our hands. But if we're going to do that, we got to have run-stopping linebackers and real solid D-linemen up front that can have gap integrity. So they go hand in hand. The linebackers and the D-line have to play off each other, but they 100% have to get better. And I don't know if we should start blitzing just yet and getting the DBs involved if we don't need to.
Coach Dub, thanks for the call, man. Let's get to one more call before we get to our final break. We got Lewis from Valencia. Lewis, welcome to Trojans Wrap-Up. Hey.
Wow, Lewis, did he ding-dong ditch us?
No longer with us. Prank call. All right, well, hey, let's get to a break then. We got one more segment left. If you want to try to get in our final segment, 877-710-ESPN, 877-710-3776 is the number to call. Trojans win it tonight, 59-20 against Georgia Southern and Clay Helton. You're listening to Trojans Wrap-Up presented by Modelo on the ESPN LA USC Trojans Media Network.
Hi, Trojan fans. Are you ready to fight on? Fruitist Blueberries got your back. All across the gridiron, straight into the end zone, our berries pack flavor and crunch into every bite. Get ready for Fruitist Blueberries, official superfruit snack sponsor of USC Trojans football. Delicious, healthy, and always ready to win. Snack smarter. Snack Fruitist, because even our berries fight on. Fruitist, Fruitist, for the love of fruit. Available in stores near you.
Invesco QQQ is the official ETF partner of the USC Trojans. The future isn't scary. Not realizing its potential, however, could be. In the game of football, the goal is to have a winning team that strives for excellence on the field. By focusing on growth and potential, you can build a lineup full of talented players. Let's rethink possibility. Invesco Distributors, Inc.
It's time to recharge, reconnect, and rediscover your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino. And with your resort favorites back in action, there's all of the excitement and comfort you love with the peace of mind you can depend on. So whenever you're ready for a little rest, a little relaxation, and a lot of fun, we'll be here. Play your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino today.
Tommy Trojan is at the 10, the 5, touchdown, USC!
Make big plays on the field and in life. With iTrust Capital, you can buy and sell crypto 24/7 in a secure premium custody account or in a tax-advantaged crypto IRA. iTrust Capital is easy to use and has no sign-up fees. Don't be a Monday morning quarterback. Make big plays now. Visit itrustcapital.com/USC to start investing today. Use promo code Trojans to get $100. iTrust Capital, the official cryptocurrency platform of the USC Trojans.
Taxes and conditions may apply. Fees apply. Cryptocurrencies are a speculative investment.
This is USC football on the home of the Trojans. 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app. Your destination for LA sports. Fight on!
Welcome back, everybody, to Trojans Wrap-Up presented by Modelo. Sua Craven's Jason Schwartz with you. Last segment here before we sign off till next week. Trojans beat Georgia Southern 59-20 at the Coliseum tonight, and we did get Lewis from Valencia to call us back. So let's go back out to Lewis from Valencia. Let's hope it works this time. Lewis, what's going on? You're on Trojans Wrap-Up.
What's up, man? Hey, Sua,
there he is.
You gave me a fight on. I gave you one when you guys were doing your pregame show for 710. I am also the guy that has officially started Sua for fill-in host of the year on the daytime show, so that was me.
Appreciate it.
So offense looks like it's, yeah, man, you're my guy. Offense looks like it's rolling. The pass rush looks really good. I had a question for you. There were a couple of times, actually a few times, where they're finding like soft pockets in the secondary, giving up like 20-yard passes, especially like, you know, when we had them like in a third down situation. Is that something that concerns you? Is it because we're in a zone, or is it because Coach Lynn maybe isn't like showing all of his cards yet? Because, you know, we know that we're coming up to competition. To me, it's like we all have that stigma of like giving up the big plays, you know, with Grinch and like sometimes I think as fans we think that is kind of still there. So that's what I wanted to ask you. We'll listen to you during the week. Fight on. Great game. Enjoy the show. Thanks.
Yeah,
Fight on, Lewis. Thanks, man.
It could be a mix of both. It could be, Lynn doesn't want to necessarily show his entire hand just yet. And we are also in zone where our zone droppers got to get to their landmarks immediately. And if a quarterback picks up on it, he can hit his guys before we get to the landmark. And when you're tired or if a team's going on the ball or has been building momentum, it can kind of start to snowball a little bit. So, yeah, it's frustrating seeing those wide-open receivers in those zones, especially on third down. You don't want that to happen. But I think as the season progresses, we'll start mixing in blitz. We'll start playing a lot more man and getting aggressive in the run game if we feel we need to, and that's when you'll see a lot more sticky coverage. But for right now, I wouldn't panic just yet.
All right, I think we got one more caller here, and because she got cut off early, we're going back. She's been waiting for the whole show. We got Helen of Troy, Helen from Texas, back with us. Helen, give you a moment here to finish your thoughts. But remember, Sua's got a family. Sua's got a family. He's trying to get back to him. What's up, Helen?
No, I'm just glad that I was able to get back in, and I agree with Sue and Pam about those penalties. There's no excuse for offsides. It's time to get the paddle out. Some of that interference, that's judgment. Sometimes it isn't. And I'm hoping that Sue is right about the defense, because I'm kind of, I'm a defense gal, and I wish that they would have used these two games to practice stopping the opponents on the first down by pushing them way back. Having them have to do more than 10 yards to get a first down, because the good defenses out there are going to come after us like that. And I just don't want us to get cocky and complacent, because we have lots of football to play. And I know Pam, my granddaughter, is a Raven, blue-eyed beauty, and she's very, very smart. And she's going to be celebrating her first birthday early October. So she's doing fine, and so is her sister. Everybody's doing fine there. She's
October what?
Very lucky. October 5th. That's when that
5th.
was. Yeah. So, and in Sua, you almost got the numbers right.
Right.
Oh, you know what, Helen? We were just going to get to this, but if you want to do it, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah, he was 56-17, and this was 59-20. He was on the button almost.
That's pretty good.
I think I know a little some about this game of ball.
Helen, thanks for calling back and waiting to get back on with us. Appreciate it, and hopefully no phone provider difficulties next week.
I can't handle that. I was having a heart attack here. I'm too old for stress. I got to deal with too much. Take care. Oh, one more thing. Our new guy, the Wayman, I was going to bring this up before because of all the touchdowns. Wayman Jordan, he's so new.
Yep.
I think we should call him Mr. Wonderful from now on. We have the big kahuna and Mr. Wonderful.
I think they're calling him Waymo. Those are the self-driving cars.
That sounds so, I don't know, yucky. I would rather call him Mr. Wonderful.
All right,
we'll moves all around wonderfully.
We'll put it on the list.
Just a thought.
We're going to get a cease and desist from Shark Tank.
Helen, thanks.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
Thanks again, Helen. We'll talk to you next week. All right, fight on, Helen.
Yeah, we love you so much. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, Helen of Troy, everybody. It's time for us to name our Arco top-tier performances of the game. And, Sua, you think you got one?
Makai Lemon. He balled out, scored every time he touched the rock. Just what you want to see. What you want to see from one of your guys.
I was going to go Makai as well. I mean, 4 catches, 158 yards, couple of touchdowns. But since you went that way, I'll go Anthony Lucas, 2 sacks today, his first 2 at USC. So those are Arco top-tier performances of the game. And Sua, I wanted to give you credit before Helen did for getting the score close. And I also want to say another thing, too, and just remember this now. Put it in the back of your head. Remember, I am apologizing to you, Sua, because I gave you a hard time last week for choosing Jaden Mayava week 1 as your guy, and you won this week, man. You won it. So you You had a good pick last week. Good strategy, man.
Yeah, and it's like we're playing spades. Keely chose Jaden this week, and I was like, okay, well, clearly he's going to ball. And then Cody chose, I think, Makai. So I was like, let me play off. No, I don't have to cut this book. Let me play off and go Zach Williams. So, no harm, no foul. Even though I chose Gavin at first, but they said I couldn't choose Gavin because he wasn't a player. So.
Is that why you wanted Williams' 61-yard catch for our Cookies game-changing moment of the game?
Trying to spread my agenda to whoever will listen.
All right. Quick look to next week with Purdue. 3:30 Eastern is kickoff time, which means that is a 12:30 West Coast time kickoff. So our coverage will start with the Trojan Tailgate Show at 10:30 a.m. out there on the West Coast. We'll talk about that in just a second, but first let's pause for stations to identify themselves here across the ESPN LA USC Trojans Media Network.
Hey, this is Lincoln Riley. This is Trojans football on 710 ESPN. KSPN Los Angeles. Your home for USC football is 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app. Fight on.
All right, wrapping things up here on Trojans Wrap Up. Sua, Purdue next week, 12:30 kickoff, West Coast time, 3:30 Eastern. Trojans get their first Big Ten game. It's on the road. Purdue, not one of the more feared Big Ten teams, but obviously the competition, the scenery, it all ramps up. What are your thoughts for next week?
If USC are actual competitors, this is a game that not only they should win, but it should not be close. Now, I'm not saying it needs to be a 70-10 type of game, but my score to this game is 42-17. I think that's a fair score. I think it's you have the game under control. The twos get in the fourth quarter, and you assert dominance early.
Well, I was just in Fayetteville over the weekend, Fayetteville, Arkansas, and I couldn't help but think to myself about USC's 70-17 win in Fayetteville against Arkansas back in 2005.
Well, that was with McFadden and Felix Jones, wasn't it? And
can you imagine going into Arkansas and putting up 70 points?
I couldn't imagine me flying to the state of Arkansas in any context. So, no, I can't.
Fayetteville was pretty nice. I think you would have liked it.
Was it?
I think you would have liked it.
This is why we're only friends 6 months out the year, because you don't know me well. I don't think I'd enjoy myself at all.
We'll see. All right. What do you got for a score next week?
42-17.
42-17. All right. Helen, write that down. Helen, you can be the one to call Sue on his scores from here on out. No, you were good this week, man. You're on it.
When are you coming back? Are you? When do we give paid vacations? Why does Jason only get paid to do this while I have to drive an hour away from my family to do the job? What is this?
Only a couple more weeks, so you'll have me back in there.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's lonely in there.
Hey, yo. You know what? Let's log off. Let's call it.
All right. That'll do it for us here on Trojans Wrap Up. We thank you so much for all your calls. Next week, USC at Purdue, the first Big Ten game of the season, 3:30 Eastern. So that is 12:30 West Coast time. Our coverage starts with the Trojan Tailgate Show at 10:30 a.m. We'll be on a little bit earlier next week. The executive producer for USC football is Matt Wells. Our producer is Rick Cutler, and in the studio is Kasim Diakate with Jose De La Roca on highlights. For Sua Cravens, sorry,
wow.
Sue. Sorry, Sue.
Wow.
For Sua Cravens, I'm Jason Schwartz. And by the way, the final score tonight, USC 59-20 over Georgia Southern. The final score is presented by Wells Fargo, the official retail bank of USC Athletics. Let's try out one more time.
And with Sua Cravens and Jason Snickerdoodle, this was the Trojans Wrap-Up Show.
Fight on, everybody.
Fight on, everybody.
You've been listening to the USC Football Wrap-Up Show presented by Modelo.
An exclusive presentation by USC Sports Properties and Playfly Sports.
Stay tuned right here on ESPN LA and the USC Trojan Media Network all week long for everything USC Trojans. Fight on.
Fight on.
Thank you for listening today to coverage of USC Trojans football. USC battle the Georgia Southern Eagles. We now rejoin ESPN Radio with your full coverage of your college football Saturday and everything else going on in the world of sports right here on 710 ESPN, KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station. Enjoy your Saturday night and fight on.
Los Angeles, the 2025 Rams season has